to fingerstyle guitarist Vinny Bunnicelli, a local musician who plays in a style I've never seen before. He's here in the studio. Vinny, thank you for coming down and talking to us on Raw.
Thanks for having me.
Where did you learn this new style of, I mean, I call it new. How, is it new, this fingerstyle guitars?
I don't know if it's really that new. People have been playing guitar with their fingers for probably since before picks.
Sure.
But this style kind of fuses pop music with that classical style of playing, and a little jazz here and there, and fingerstyle guitar. A lot of rhythm, a lot of body tapping on the guitar. So I don't know if it's that new. And kind of caught it on the internet. Good friend of mine, Thompson Tuller, had me watch one of the icons in this style, Andy McKee. Had a DVD of him, and I was like, whoa. And from there on in, I was hooked and went into it full force. So.
But you've been playing guitar, even performing, since a very young age.
Oh, yeah. I started, I guess like most people, electric guitar, rock bands, Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, two of my favorite rock bands. Gravitated to guitar players, Larry Carlton, probably my favorite guitar player, and you know, Pat Metheny. Did plenty of gigs, a lot of clubs and tons of weddings, and back to clubs again. So yeah, I kind of ran the gamut. Played in a doo-wop group for years, so a lot of different things.
That's a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And I believe you mentioned you studied classical guitar.
Yeah, one of my guitar teacher was great, the first guy I had, and he played a lot of classical. I said, hey, show me some stuff, and he kind of showed me, and time for college, I auditioned with it, and I got in, so which was great, and studied. So I learned how to play with my fingers, and I really loved it because you really get to be one with your instrument. Cause I guess the feeling of the flesh with both hands, it's, I don't know, it's like an extension of your body, and I just fell in love with it. Found myself playing like that on the electric too sometimes. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was really got me.
Now, getting back, you mentioned the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, all those '70s bands that I grew up with. And we spent many lunches in high school debating who the best guitar was at the time. Who was your pick? I mean, we had.
My favorite was Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
I just loved his playing. Never was crazy about his live playing, but I loved his playing on the records. He was just a genius, the way he worked things. Then I guess as I grew up more, I started listening to Larry Carlton, and I still haven't stopped listening to Larry Carlton. And he's done tons of sessions and played with everybody, and beautiful feeling on his guitar. He just makes the guitar cry sometimes, and I just love his playing, and learned a lot just by listening to his albums, picking up all his little riffs and solos, and he was a big influence on me.
When did you get your first instrument?
Boy, I was actually a late bloomer. I was probably in 8th grade.
Oh, it's not that late.
And I think it was kind of late, but it was 8th grade, and it was, boy, it was a Hondo guitar that I bought in Brooklyn. Strangely enough, Castellano's Music from Staten Island, his parents owned Bath Music in Brooklyn, and I was actually a customer of theirs, and so I would always tell him, you know, your father sold me a guitar when I was a kid, so.
Right. Okay. What are we going to hear next?
My next song is called My Island. I wasn't thinking of Staten Island when I wrote it. I was thinking of some faraway island, palm trees and beaches, and a lot of body tapping on that, and trying to get like a Caribbean feel going with that. And so one of my favorite songs to play, and it seems very well received when I play it.
Excellent. Well, here with his original song, My Island, here again, Vinny Bunnicelli. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Raw. That's real, authentic writing in music. We're talking to Vinny Bunnicelli, a fingerstyle guitarist. Cool song, Vinny.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very cool. Now, playing guitar is one thing, but songwriting to me is the most intimidating skill. I can't imagine being able to write a song, something that makes sense as a poem, makes sense as music, and it's just fun to listen to. When did you start writing music?
Probably very early. I think we all kind of write just by doodling on the instrument, whatever instrument you're playing. You're always making stuff up, and it just grows into something. And I've always felt like I've had that. Things just, I could start with a melody, and it just kind of grows and develops.
What was your first song?
The first song I ever wrote?
Ever wrote?
Oh, gee, I couldn't even tell you. I remember playing in a basement of one of my friends, and on a record, on a tape deck, and God, I don't know if he even had a name, but we played it till it was played out, that's for sure. And we're always putting stuff together.
Excellent. So how do you like, as a fingerstyle guitarist, I noticed you're almost like a one-man band. You're doing the percussion, you're doing everything right there.
Yeah.
Is there any part of you that started this fingerstyle guitarist because you said, hey, I don't have to drag 4 guys with me now?
Best part.
Yeah?
Best part. That's, you know, sitting back with all my music software and writing violin parts and this and that. How am I going to get that together to do a performance? And forget the usual bass player and keyboard player. And now I can just write for myself, and I can provide my own percussion. I can do whatever I want. I can go to a gig. I'm carrying 1 amp and 1 bag. Boom, takes me 5 minutes to set up. No headaches.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm on time. I don't have to worry about people being late. And
the drummer's not hungover.
Usually. Drummer's my right hand, so you never know. Yeah, it's great just to be creative. I can do anything I want with it, and it's just a good feeling. It's a good feeling not worrying about other people sometimes.
Sure.
And I also love jamming with other people. I play a lot with a friend of mine, Thompson Tuller, and sometimes we'll do gigs. I'll do some of my own stuff. He'll do some of his own stuff, and we'll play together. And you know, there's still always that aspect. There's nothing like bouncing off ideas from other people live. It's nothing like that, jamming. So good points there too. So.
Okay. Where do you find yourself getting inspiration these days for songwriting?
Well, I think any good songwriter should listen to a lot of different types of music. And I'm a school teacher, so I'm constantly around the kids, and they're always showing me new stuff. And
you're a music teacher?
Yeah, I'm a music teacher here on Staten Island. So and I teach from 5th grade all the way through high school, mostly high school. And they're always showing me music. I'm always in tune to that. And I've played, again, rock music and jazz, and played in doo-wop groups. And I'm doing classical music with my bands and conducting. And so I think you have all that as an influence, and that kind of always combines. And so when I'm writing, I can draw upon that stuff. And again, when things just come out and develop on their own, it's definitely an influence from all of that stuff combining.
So you're teaching kids to play music?
Yeah, I'm a band teacher, saxophones, trumpets, flutes, clarinets, percussion.
So you play those instruments as well?
Yeah, I couldn't play them professionally, but I can get around on them.
Right. You're teaching them the instruments, but you're also teaching them, I'm sure, about the history of music. Do you find them receptive? Do you find kids today, do you find them receptive to hearing about the Beatles, about the Stones, about the old music?
A little bit. I don't really get into that much. With me, it's all about performance. It's all about playing. Mm-hmm. But we'll talk about that stuff on the downtime. If a kid hangs out with me on his lunch period, we always talk about that stuff. Right. The old music to them, which I'm like, okay, great. Strangely enough, I love a lot of their music nowadays. Their stuff now is great, really good guitar work, and I love listening to it. It's really interesting.
Who do you like now? Who's the new face that you like now?
Boy, I don't even know. I love Muse.
Okay, Muse, sure, yeah.
Actually, one of the songs I play was developed. I was listening to a lot of them, this driving force, and I kind of put that into one of my tunes with a lot of percussion. I didn't do it here tonight, but it's one of my favorite songs to play. It's just from listening to them in the car. My son was listening to them actually, and I was like, oh, I had that in my head, and it came out a song. So.
Well, speaking of songs, what are we hearing next?
My next song is "Have No Fear." I do it in an alternate tuning, to tune some of the strings differently. It's also another great method when you're writing solo guitars to get different tunings. You can get different ideas, and things just develop. Strangely enough, I was kind of messing around with the melody of this, and Hurricane Sandy hit and had no power for about a week, which is a minor inconvenience compared to what happened, obviously.
Sure.
But I wrote it during that, so I decided to title it "Have No Fear," and
Wow.
the song came out from it.
Okay, a song inspired by Hurricane Sandy, Vinny Bunnicelli, "Have No Fear." Hi, everyone. We're back on Raw, real, authentic writing in music. We're talking to Staten Island's own Vinny Bunnicelli. Vinny, cool song, another cool song.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have you gotten to play it for anybody?
Oh, yeah. When I gig, actually, it's a fairly new one, and maybe just in front of a handful of people so far. But my next gig, that'll be one of the songs I definitely play. So.
Do you play out a lot?
I'm trying to more and more. It's hard to find a venue for this style of music. That's part of the struggle. But we're getting there.
I thought it might be easy just because I see a lot of ads for self-contained acts.
Right,
Yeah, they want
right.
people that can show up and set up in 5 minutes, like you said you can do.
Yeah, I guess you really want to hear, other people really want to hear more of a pop or a standard idea of just a piano play or maybe singer-songwriter playing Beatles tunes or whatever's out there. And I don't sing very well, so that's out for me. So it's.
Well, yeah. Have you done any pop tunes in your new style, the finger style?
Oh yeah, I arranged a couple of Beatles tunes. I did a bunch of Stevie Wonder tunes actually. I just finished an Adele song, which is very well received.
I'm sure that's a great way to get their attention. Like, you know.
Totally, yeah. I remember one of the gigs I played at. I remember starting that tune, and once I got into the melody of it, all the heads turned. Couldn't get away from hearing her. She's all over the radio, and rightly so. But
yeah, she's good.
Yeah.
She's good. So tell me about this next song we have coming up.
Next song is called Lullaby for Linda. It was my wife. Strangely enough, I got into a little trouble for this. I wrote a song for my, actually I recorded a song for my dog first.
Oh my,
and,
oh my.
And my wife's like, well, I don't understand what's going on. I said, you know, yours is a lot harder for me to play. I can't record it yet. I'm just not ready. So I was in the doghouse for a while. So till finally I nailed it and I recorded it. So it's in standard tuning, drop D. I have a capo, couple of capos. Actually, this capo is very cool. Capo you attach on the guitar and kind of close out some strings. This is called a spider capo. I have a couple songs that I wrote with this also. What's great about this is you lock it on the guitar and it has these 6 fingers, one for each string.
Oh, sure.
And you can close them on any string you want and really get a whole slew of different sounds from your guitar. So it's a really great device for influence and creating some songs. And these are standard capos. This is a 6-string capo and this is a 3-string capo. This song I use both actually, one on the 1st fret, one on the 3rd fret, and gives me kind of a B-flat major sound going on there.
Well, I look forward to seeing how they work.
Well, thank you.
Here with a lullaby for Linda, Vinny Bunnicelli. Hi, everyone. We're back with raw, real, authentic writing in music. And we're talking to a very interesting songwriter, Vinny Bunnicelli, a finger-style guitarist. Vinny, it's been great getting to meet you and hearing, I mean, this is really new for me. I've never seen this style of guitar playing before. And the fact that you're playing original stuff, it's really exciting. Now, how can the audience find you? How can we keep in touch with you, hear your music, keep up on your gigs?
I have a standard Facebook page, Vinny Bunnicelli, guitarist. My last name is not easy, Bunnicelli.
Okay.
There's a Facebook musician page, YouTube. I have a bunch of songs on YouTube. And I have a Google site. You can Google me, and that'll take you there as well.
And is it Vinny with a Y or Vinny with an I-E?
Vinny with a Y or Vincent, either one.
I want to thank everyone out there for watching Raw. That's real, authentic writing in music. Our guest tonight was fingerstyle guitarist Vinny Bunnicelli. We'll see you next time.